Hey guys, Zach back here, early 2019, to show off some of my Strider SnGs from the past year and a half or so. Those in the know that the main Strider knives company basically dissolved itself about 2 years ago at Blade Show. After 25 years, Mick and Dwayne kind of went off and did their own thing. And since then, Mick has really been cranking out some top-of-the-line, really well thought out tweaks and updates to his base knife models, as well as really cranking out a lot more unique customs, so to speak. So what you notice on these newer ones is they no longer just say Strider knives, they now say M Strider, as they're part of Mick's line. This one here, one of my favorite carries, is a Tiger Stripe Strider SnG with an aluminum milled handle. It's got that solid aluminum milled backspacer, similar to the G10 ones, but just aluminum. And it's got the flame tie side here on this side. Just fantastic. I mean, I have never owned a smoother production, so to speak, Strider than this one right here. It is just crazy smooth. The lockup is perfect. Everything about this is just fantastic. And this one we picked up sort of towards the end of this year here at the California Custom Knife Show. And I wanted to add one of these back into the stable. Let's take a look at a couple others here. Here is another aluminum handle SnG. This one is a custom with his Sawtooth grind. Look at that grind. If Mick's ever been known for anything other than the actual overall design of the handles here on the Lego Striders, is his ability to grind. Man, that guy can grind. Look at that. Look at those perfect grind lines. This is his Sawtooth grind, which is basically a Tonto, a Nightmare ground Tonto, but the Tonto has just a very slight recurve in it. Very hard to see here on camera. It's got sort of his Magma texturing here on the blade, which is something I believe his son Forrest has come up with over the past year and a half or so. And he's just killing it with the textures. All the experimentation and the different stuff they can do, making each one of these blades truly unique. It's just fantastic. Take a look at this side. This side has his MSC winged logo in sort of a purple and blue anno, also with the Magma texture. Give you another look here. I'm really just completely blown away and enamored with all of these latest. Not that there was really anything wrong with older versions and older mixed customs and so on and so forth, but these new ones just really have piqued my interest and got me juiced up about expanding this collection of Striders once again. This one here, I don't know if I've had this one on camera or not. This one came from the Gathering this year, and it is sort of the Magma texture as well, but it's a little bit more rough. And I believe I was told that this is created by basically dropping hot slag, copper or bronze, in this case I believe this one's copper, onto a pitted knife handle and impregnating it essentially into the handle. Now that could be slightly off there. I'm not sure of the exact process that Forrest and Mick used to do this. I believe Forrest does all of these actually, but it comes up with this really kind of rough but classy steampunk-esque texture, and you can see from carrying it that it's worn off. The bronze or the copper color is worn off a little bit from the edges and giving it this nice, really well used, well worn look. This one too is an aluminum handle, so it's the full solid backspacer milled out of one piece of aluminum. Let's see if we get it to not be blurry here on camera, with that texturing added to it. And the texturing is also added to the lock side as well. You can see it's a little bit more muted on this side because this side rubs in and out of my pants when I take it in and out of my pants pocket. Of course, this side is tie, with that Magma texturing on the flats, and then the standard Strider Nightmare grind here on the blade. All of these, by the way, are CPM 20 CV, which Mick has sort of fallen in love with this past year, year and a half or so, which is great. If I'm not mistaken, 20 CV is sort of like the equivalent to M390. Take a look here at those perfect grinds. This one's actually had quite a bit of pocket time, and I've done quite a bit of, I would say, light cutting with it, and the grinds have held up really well. No deformation or marks there, but just beautiful all the way around. And then finally, last but not least, my lovely wife managed to score this one for me for Christmas. I did not think she'd be able to pull something like this off, but she grabbed me this one, which is Mick's, I believe he calls this the dagger grind. Nice and clean. This knife really I fell way more in love with in person. I'd seen it on social media and so on, and I liked it, but man, once I had it in hand, it is just so perfect. Look at those grinds. Again, you've got the Magma finish on the flats. Look at this side here. Just perfection. Also in 20 CV. This one has the texturing, the steampunk-esque texturing on the handles as well, but it's a little bit different consistency. It's a little bit finer on this particular one, and I like it a little bit better than my Nightmare Ground one. It's just a little smoother in hand. They managed to heat it to bring out some nice blues and purples. This one being actually 2 pieces of tie instead of aluminum or instead of G10. So this one's 2 separate tie scales, which I believe allowed them to get these beautiful colors. The camera hopefully brings it out. And they're really hard to see other than in person, but they're kind of sitting below this raised finish here. Just fantastic. This one too is a little bit different than the other ones in that it is more of a CC styled frame. So it's their concealed carry style frame. If I can get these under the camera here, you can see that my standard Nightmare Ground one is a standard Lego type frame, very blocky. This one has got a little bit of frame contour to it, which is really a nice touch. I mean, I'm just completely in love with this. I don't think I want any more that don't have a frame like this. This contoured frame is it's just money all the way around. You could tell here as well. Let me open it up. Inside your lock bar, nice and thin, a little bit of contouring going on there, whereas this little bit older one here is a little more blocky. Nothing wrong with either of them. It's just a matter of personal preference. To me, this recent one that I got, maybe it's just that I'm still in the honeymoon phase with it too. I just love everything about this. The contoured handles, the blues and purples that are muted down below the handle texturing. Everything about it is just phenomenal. It seems to me that as Forrest does more experimentation and cranks out more of these, Forrest and Mick, that they're getting better at it. They're getting better at knowing what works, what doesn't work, what's going to work the best, what's going to look the best, and I'm just super excited to see what 2019 brings for these guys. I couldn't be happier. You know, I know a lot of guys were bummed when Strider basically shut down the shop here a couple years ago, but it's really allowed Mick to go out and do different things and to expand his creativity and to basically just do what he wants to do. He's not beholden to dealers having to crank out, you know, however many thousands of production knives per year and fixed blades, folders and fixed blades they had to crank out. It's really allowed him to be able to do a lot more fantastic, unique pieces, and I can't be more excited for 2019 and beyond for Mick and for the Strider knife fanboys that we like to be called occasionally. At any rate, this is more or less just a show and tell. No real critiques on these knives. Those of you who own Striders know what they are. They know that they run on they will run on washers. They're never going to be the smoothest or the fastest opening knife, and they were not intended to be. The beauty in owning these knives is just understanding what they are and just how fantastic they are to carry and actually use if you're going to use them. I carry all of mine. Of course, some of these customs will never see super hard use, but you know, these standard ones, they could take a licking and keep on ticking for sure. You can see a little bit of wear there on this blade on this one. At any rate, guys, happy 2019. You guys stay safe out there, and hopefully, I can't make any promises because I'm very wishy-washy, but hopefully you'll see a lot more videos and exciting things for us from Kathy and I in 2019. Thanks for watching.